everyone, and welcome to today's Get Ready With Me. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. This has definitely been a few months in the making, and it's not going to be quite a tutorial, but it has a lot of meaning to me. If you follow me on social media, you probably have seen the reel that I posted at least a couple months ago. I just through scrolling through TikTok came across a band called Sync With Me. And if you know me, you know it's my genre. It's the type of music I'm into. I really liked their sound literally immediately. I like the lyrics, like all of it, just so good. And then in June, they started previewing a song that they were going to be releasing called Stranger. Hold please. I was going to play it for you. Evan wrote that song for his mom, who passed away from metastatic breast cancer. And if you've been following me for any amount of time, you know that I have been living with metastatic breast cancer for 7 years. I felt so compelled to just reach out to the band and ask if I could create a look for Evan's mom. And I got a yes. I'm still speechless when it comes to this whole thing. Like, I'm still so surprised and still so honored to create this look. So I am going to be creating a look for Karen, for mom. Her favorite color was purple, and she loved things that were very sparkly. So I'm gonna do my best to create a look in her honor that she would love, and that Evan and the band Sync With Me would also love. This is Karen Marie O'Brien. She was born September 6th, 1960. She had 4 kids. She had, let me see, Evan, Brendan, Shannon, and Lauren. I'm going to read a little bit from the obituary that I found. She, like I said, she was born September 6th. In Massachusetts. She was survived by her 4 kids, 2 brothers, as well as nieces and nephews. Evan did say that she struggled with MBC, metastatic breast cancer, for 10 years before passing on March 11th, 2018. She like myself, went through bouts of remission. Like right now, if you want to consider it remission, it's called NED, so no evidence of disease. So she went through bouts of that, as well as new forms, and I'm sure new Mets, like I myself have. So I wanted to share a little bit of an interview that Evan did with the Concert Chronicles. And then I also want to share some metastatic breast cancer information, if you will, while I do this look. Evan said, "I wrote the song about losing my mother to cancer and how towards the end of her life she looked at me and didn't know who I was. It was probably the most vulnerable I've been in a song, as a lot of it has little details and meanings that were specific to my mom, like her loving the color purple and butterflies. The intro talking snippet is also one of the last recordings of my mom's voice talking to my sister before she declined cognitively and forgot us. I love you, Mama. I love you too. Can you smile?" Evan. Oh my gosh. Some NBC facts for you guys. Less than 13% 30% of global breast cancer research funds are allocated to metastatic breast cancer. Yet 90% of all breast cancer deaths are metastatic. As I said recently, well, I guess not recently, earlier this year, I was told that I was an ED, so no evidence of disease. As a metastatic breast cancer patient, we all have a goal of reaching that status. But again, it doesn't mean that we're cured. It just means that we don't have anything active going on in our body at the moment. She's a cute color. Approximately 117 people die every day in the US from metastatic cancer, breast cancer. That's approximately, or greater actually, not approximately, that's greater than 42,000 people in a year in 2025. See, 30% of early stage breast cancer survivors will have a stage 4 recurrence, and that was me. I'm not sure about Karen, but I was diagnosed with stage 2, and then a year later it was stage 4, but I definitely know that, you know, it had turned into stage 4 before that. I want to read a little bit more from this interview from the Concert Chronicles. Was it Fallon O'Neill was the one who interviewed Evan, so I just want to make sure that I get the credit there. She had asked, so are there any lyrics in this song that speaks directly about your mom or to your mom? Like, I'll have to reword that, or, you know, is there lyrics in your song that speaks directly to her or are meant to be a message to her? Evan said, not so much like a message. So there's a couple of lines that specifically are, I guess, callbacks to my relationship with her. So there's a line in the song, well, the first one, that's not really directly to her. There's a line where I said, after all this time, you weren't invincible, because when we grow up as kids, you think your parents are invincible. Facts. They have all the answers, they love you unconditionally, and they're there for you. They always make it better. Obviously, not every parent, not everyone has that same situation, but for me, that was what my mom was. So that was kind of a nod back to that of where, like, you know, I didn't think this could happen to me. I didn't think I could lose my mom this early in life. And then my mom's favorite color is purple, and she loved butterflies. So I have a line in the song that references that. And then the last two that are, I guess, directly tied to her, you looked at me like a stranger in the room, almost like we never met, and I'm not ready to forget, which was one of the last times I saw my mom in hospice. She opened her eyes and she didn't know who I was. I was just a stranger. And that was really hard for me at the time to kind of accept. Obviously, I knew it was not her, and it's not like she had actually forgotten me, but at the time, it's not the way it felt. And then one of my memories I have of my mom was when I was a child. I went into her room. I woke up in the middle of the night for whatever reason, and I was having an anxiety attack about what happens when you die. And I was like, I couldn't, in my little brain, I could not fathom it. It didn't make sense, and it scared me. Like, what's after death? I have to know. And I'll never forget it, because what my mom said stuck with me for life and was something that I used throughout all of life to manage certain situations. But she told me that someday everybody's going to die. But there's no point in worrying about things you don't have control over. Only 31% of people diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer live more than 3 years. I am lucky to be one of those people, as was Karen, because she did live for, I think he said 10 years or about 10 years with it. And as I stated earlier, I am in year 7. More than 3,500 people in the US died from MBC in October. Only about 10% of cases of breast cancer are hereditary. An estimated 530 men will die from metastatic breast cancer this year. And if I remember correctly, that's more than testicular cancer. More than 1,000 women under 40 die from metastatic breast cancer every year in the US. Treatment for those of us with metastatic breast cancer, it never ends. Like it's daily. And I remember when I had gotten another Met, I had been off my medication because honestly, the side effects 9 times out of 10 are worse than actually dealing with the disease, which for me is what I found. So when I had to go back on them, I had people say, well, you know, it doesn't have to be forever. You can just, you know, take it for now to help with that Met. And I'm like, that's what you don't understand. This is lifelong. This is my forever. I will always be on medication. I will always be on some sort of treatment because that is how I'll be able to live. I did want to finish with this last question that the interviewer asked Evan. What do you wish you could say to your mom right now through your music? That's hard. I think I would just want her to know that I'm okay, my siblings are okay, and that she would have loved her grandchildren. And then I miss her. So here's the completed look. Evan and the rest of the guys with Sync With Me, I hope I created a look that you're proud of, that your mom would like. I did forget to put glitter on. Balls. Let me see if I can quick make this happen while I'm talking. But again, thank you so much. Like, this was a huge honor. I feel very thankful and blessed that you guys trusted me to create this look. I probably needed to do glitter glue. So we'll just kind of tap this on this lighter color so it's still sparkly and shiny. Ooh. All right, so we got some glitter. We got some sparkly shimmer for Karen. I can't believe I forgot that, guys. I'm so sorry. But anyway, everyone, thank you so much for hanging out with me, for letting me memorialize Karen Marie O'Brien. I feel very honored, very privileged. Again, Sync With Me, thank you so much for allowing me to do this and giving me a little bit of insight into your mom, what she was like. She is beautiful, and I wish I would have been able to meet her. She seems like she was just such a phenomenal person. So everybody have a great day. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, follow, all the things, and I will see you guys in the next Get Ready With Me. Bye! To learn more about metastatic breast cancer and how you can help, check out Metaviver at metaviver.org and on Facebook, as well as Light Up NBC at lightupnbc.org and on Facebook. And don't forget to check out Sync With Me on all social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, as well as all streaming platforms. Trust me, guys, you won't regret it.